Hello, Flutie friends. It has been a minute since I posted anything from the vlogging side of things. So I just wanted to give you a quick update on what was going on in the studio because things are just ramping up and they're so exciting right now. I am happy to say that I am pretty much almost at a wait list at this point. You know, one of the reasons why I haven't posted any vlogs or long form content lately truly is because I've just been busy. So right now I've got about 22 students, and then I have teach 2 beginner band classes as well as a little kids class. I'm also starting some little flutes, little ukes, and little keys classes over the summer. I've got flute camps going on, so lots of planning, lots of stuff happening, and I'm just so excited. Some of the most incredible things that have happened: 2 of my students took home gold in ISMA with their ensembles, which was just so incredible. And of course, we have CMEA here in California coming up. And then my beginner band students got to perform at an HLC, which is a homeschooling LEAP conference, which is just super fun. And they got to show some of their other homeschool colleagues, fellow students, what they were doing in band class, which I thought was just so cool. So with that in mind, we do have performances coming up. Everybody has performances coming up. Spring is that time of year. I have my studio recital coming up, and it's probably going to be the biggest one yet. I'm super excited about that. But also we have band concerts, other studio recitals, and I just want to take a second to remind you of a few things as you're preparing for recitals and concerts. It is really easy to get super nervous about this kind of thing. I do, I get nervous about conducting, I get nervous about playing and performing. It's just a fact of life for many of us that struggle with anxiety, and even those who don't. It's normal to be a little bit nervous about playing in front of people. So I want to remind you of a few things. One, nobody in the world is rooting for you to fail. Nobody's listening for you to fail. Nobody is hoping that you're gonna fall on your face. Nobody is hoping that you're gonna make a mistake, okay? It's super important to remember that. Even, if we think that our teachers are gonna be disappointed in us, they're not, right? Even if I had a student get up on stage and run off stage, which I have had happen before, I'm still gonna give them hugs and tell them that I'm so proud of them for just trying, for just showing up, because I am. That's not a lie, that's not a fib. I am truly proud of you for the fact that you showed up, you walked on stage, even if things did not go the way that you planned, right? And everybody in the audience is there rooting for you. They are there to support you, right? It's not a competition. It's not about winning something, right? It is truly just showing the hard work that you have put in thus far, which I think is just incredible. So one way or the other, I and your teachers are so proud of you for showing up no matter the result, and understand that nobody is going to be disappointed in you and nobody is rooting for you to fail, okay? 2, it can be incredibly helpful to visualize a positive outcome. I know it seems a little woo-woo and silly. Trust me, I was never a subscriber of the visualization until I started trying, right? So it's super important to visualize a positive outcome, right? Before the performance, on your ride over, just imagine what the best possible outcome, the best possible case scenario would be. Imagine it, right? You get a standing ovation, everybody is super excited for you, and you play your absolute best. Imagine that, visualize it, and manifest it. Because if you go in visualizing yourself falling, tripping and falling and breaking a leg, as you go on stage, you're not gonna be your best. You're just making yourself more nervous. Finally, one last tidbit for you when it comes to performance anxiety. Let's try reframing a little bit. So negative self-talk is the bane of our existence. It is the easiest trap to fall into. And the thing is that you can reframe your thought processes and say, instead of saying, everybody is just staring at me, everybody is just staring at me and they're all like, they're gonna hear my mistakes, they're gonna know. Instead of doing that, why don't you just try saying, everybody who's here is really excited to show or to hear what I've worked so hard on. Or instead of saying, I'm not prepared or I feel like I'm gonna mess up, remember that you put a lot of work in. Okay? Remember that you worked really hard to get here. Okay? And that's not for naught, That is a very positive thing. And it shows at every single lesson. Here's the thing about being a teacher. I'll tell you a secret, maybe not so secret. I can tell when you put in the work. When my students put in the work, I can hear it from week to week. Now I can also hear it when you haven't. So, super important differentiation there. But if you have put in the work, if you have done the work, I promise you, I can tell, everybody around you can tell, and everybody who is in the audience can tell. Now, if you're not putting in the work, you need to put in the work. Before a performance, it is super important to put in the work, right? We can't just go into a performance blind. We can't sight read our way through a performance. Maybe if you're playing something well below your level, sure, you might be able to sight read through a performance, but do you really want to do that? Or do you want to feel good about the preparation? So again, we can tell that you put in work. We can tell how amazing you are, and we're excited to hear what you have done. So try reframing in that way rather than everybody's rooting for me to fail, everybody's waiting for me to fall on my face. Try reframing and say, no, they're excited to hear the hard work that I've put in, right? This is a culmination of hard work, right? This is not a test, right? It's not something that you can fail. It's really not. It is a showcase of your hard work. So I am super duper proud of you for showing up. I am incredibly blown away by each and every one of you, all of my followers that engage with me regularly and tell me what's going on in their musical lives, and all of my students, from my band students to my private lesson students to my group flute students. I am incredibly proud of you. And you are amazing. And I am just so blown away by each and every one of you every week. And I am so blessed that you chose me. So feel free to reach out to me if you have questions about performance anxiety. I am happy to talk with you about that. And again, this is just a little studio update and vlog. And I have so many incredible things coming, including, hint, hint, an online subscription service platform with lots of really cool stuff. So keep an eye out, and I will see you next time.